I guess what would be a really good way to put this question? When should I when should I adjust my team's goals if they're
Falling behind.
falling
Yeah.
behind? Uh,
Yeah, one thing I said to a client once was like, most people think of the goals as the ends unto themselves, but it's useful to think of goals as a means, the ends of which are enjoying the pursuit, creativity, motivation, inspiration. And so then the question becomes, what goals best serve us? And the other thing is, it's really useful to get clear of like how you're relating to the goals because like Google when they said OKRs at least historically they said if we hit two-thirds of our goals that's that's a win, so they purposely set like stretch goals knowing that they likely wouldn't hit them all and that served them. Other teams like to set like basically it's like what probability are you playing with, right? So Google was like two-thirds probability we hit this, and if we hit two-thirds, great. Other teams will set like 95% probability goals because they want more consistency of like achieving their goals and the feeling of that. Like we did what we said we would do. Other teams might be more like moonshot and they set 50% goals. So the other thing that really matters is being clear with the team you know, how do we say it? Like, what risk level are we taking, right? And how, like, to what degree do we want to set stretch versus kind of realistic goals? And again, there's not a right answer, but if one person on the team thinks it's like a 95% probability goal, and another one thinks it's a 65%, they're going to have issues in how they respond to whether or not they achieve the goals. Um, Anything else there? I think that's the main point is goals are a means. So the way to think about goals is what goals best serve the team, how much of a stretch, how many, like that. Um, and then obviously it relates back to the whole accounting blame thing. Let's see if anything comes up. Anything else comes up. I'd also just say like it's important to set goals that you actually want to hit, as silly as that sounds, like not the ones you think are right or you should set, but like what game do you want to play, right? What goals are most energizing? What are meaningful?
do you have any stories or examples of clients where they
Yeah.
went through adjusting their goals or not or
I think it was called Angel Points or something like that. They were basically trying to get people inside companies to give their time and money. Um, and it was like a system that made it easy to do that, but like they weren't actually measuring the degree to which um, I wish I could remember it more precisely. They weren't actually measuring the degree to which people were doing that. They were measuring like, revenue and like stuff like that. But basically, whatever the ultimate mission of the company was and like the impact they were trying to have, they weren't actually measuring that. They were measuring revenue and other things. And so, it's like you manage what you measure. And so it created a lack of a sense of meaning in the company because they weren't actually measuring the ultimate impact they were trying to have. That was the
Hmm.
main point, right? So there wasn't a linkage between what they were measuring and what they were, trying to create and their mission basically.